It is time.
It's time. Yo, what's good, Tristans and Trist fam? It is me, Gabbie Hanna's vocal coach, coming at you. What we're gonna do today, if you guys have not already seen Gabbie Hanna's amazing singing vocal coach journey video, be sure you check that out. There's gonna be a link up here somewhere, and then come back at me. So Gabbie uploaded a video a couple days ago talking about her journey as a singer and her progress going into her last VidCon performance. It was a super cool video, super emotional, super powerful, super raw. What we're gonna do today though on this channel is we're gonna talk about her singing transformation and how she went from point A to point B. In other words, we're gonna be spilling some of that behind the scenes tea on what we did to get Gabbie Hanna show ready. But before we get started, be sure you check out my website, youcansinganything.com, because I am a vocal coach and I teach them singing lessons every single day through Skype. Also check out my Instagram, my Twitter, and my vlog channel. So let's just jump right into this. So we're going to start out with Gabbie Hanna's performance of Out Loud from VidCon just a couple months ago or whatever. I reacted to this video. There's going to be a link up here. And this is what sparked Gabbie to reach out to me in the first place, was my reaction to this video. What we're going to do is compare her singing Out Loud at her last VidCon performance and just after 3 lessons with me. Let's just get started. Let's check out the original performance and we will talk about everything that we've fixed. Because there's too many haters out there saying, Tristan, your ideas don't work. You're Tristan, your ideas cause vocal damages. I had a teacher in high school once and she said that things that you didn't say. And I'm sick of it, okay? I'm just sick and tired of it, and today we're gonna finally put that all to rest. Here we go.
Still taste your presence. One sweet, but it turns sour.
So originally here, the singing is just a bit too low, and that's something that we addressed when she did the performance again.
Try to shake your indifference, but it's too
It's not that she can't hit those notes, by the way. It's just that in a live setting, it's not, maybe not the best time to do it.
I'm in the dark. You just couldn't fight for this. It's not your fault. Say what you mean out loud.
Great. You've got the idea. That chorus goes a little bit, I mean, she's really nervous, by the way. This is one of her first performances in front of so many people. But we're going to talk about all the things that we fixed to go from point A to point B. Here's her performing at an open mic. Same song. I was in the audience. Oi. We just took it up the octave. Very, very simple. Took it up the octave, sang it much lighter. Very simple. Huge difference in the sound though. So smooth, girl. Let's compare that to the last performance.
Sweet thing, you never speak. It's deafening, never knowing what could be. Wish I could show you how, but you're just a ghost now.
So all the things that we did, by the way, what we changed in the chorus was instead of having her sing the song, essentially having all the sound coming out of her mouth, say what you mean out loud, drowning inside, which can be kind of a little bit too much. A lot of the times when you're in sort of the lower or mid part of your range, which is where she's sitting, what we kind of did there was we just transitioned that up towards her nose. So basically, instead of all the sound coming out of her mouth and having this sort of full in your face sound, we smoothed it out so that there wouldn't be as many inconsistencies, and we changed it from say what you mean out loud to say what you mean out loud. You can do that in your sleep. Drowning in silence, I'm lost in the crowd. Every sweet thing, never speak. It's deafening, never knowing what could be. As opposed to never knowing what could be. Wish I could. Which gets really, really crazy, and needlessly so, because it doesn't gotta be that difficult. So that's largely what we fixed, and that's largely what we spent our time working on, is just getting that switch from basically singing really, really deep and really, really full and really, really strong all the time to allowing it to go to this lighter spot, which exists sort of with a little bit of sound coming out of your nose, right? So let's check out like towards the end of the song. There's a couple more high notes and a couple of riffs and runs.
Drowning in silence when I'm lost in the crowd.
That run sounds really good even here.
Never speak, it's deafening, never knowing what could be. Wish I could show you how, but you're just a ghost now.
And so the changes that we made are going to be here. And by the way, just so you know, this is filmed with a phone mic and all that stuff, so you're not even getting the best quality.
When I'm lost in the crowd,
It's just floating more on top of the notes now instead of coming up under them. It's deafening, never knowing what could be. Deafening, never knowing what could be. Easy. We also worked on getting her to sing quieter. She went down lower, so it's not because you're just a ghost. Now it doesn't get intense down there as it did more so here.
Deafening, never knowing what could be. Wish I could show you how, but you're just a ghost now.
Because when you're super, super loud like that, low in pitch, if I like, cause you're just a ghost. No, it's really, really tough to like get those notes to come out in a way that sounds like it's on pitch and it sounds stable. But you're just a ghost now. It doesn't have to be that difficult. That was a big thing that we worked on as well. Because when you're singing, there's supposed to be a shape to it. Like the low notes are at a quietish volume. You go up higher and it gets more intense and it gets louder. Your highest notes are usually your loudest notes and your most intense notes. And then as you come back down, you relax and it's quiet again. There's always exceptions to that rule because artists and singers like to do different things and create different textures with their voice. But just as a general rule of thumb, that is the best way to go, because that will just have your voice sound smooth and consistent and not like it's pushing in weird spots or doing weird things. Yes, queen. That was good. I don't know why she makes that face. She looks like a turtle retreating into her shell. So hopefully these changes are pretty clear. I don't like to give people very complicated instruction. I don't like to overload them with terminology that they're never going to use. Singing lessons shouldn't be like taking an exam where you have to study and write down all these terms and definitions. It's very, very simple. If the airflow is in the wrong spot, we move it to the right spot. In this case, too much airflow coming out of the mouth, we move it into the nose. If the low notes are too loud, we make them quiet. That's it. It's as simple as that. Executing it is the difficult part. The simple part is understanding what is wrong. The hard part is learning how to actually do it. And there's, to me, a huge transformation in just 3 lessons with Gabbie. She learned really, really, really fast, even though she was a little bit hesitant towards the beginning. And y'all, let me know in the comments down below. Does she sound better before or after? Because there was some back and forth with me and her where she was like, oh my God, it doesn't sound as good now. I like the more aggressive, pushy sound. And to me, I like the more smooth, floaty sound, like she's on top of the notes. One of the big things that I worked on her with was just getting her to realize that this, and she kind of already knew this, but this song is not written at the top of her range. She doesn't need to be singing this like it's at the top of her range with all that effort. This song is like in the middle of her range, and it doesn't need to be that difficult for her. One thing I noticed that she was doing, by the way, which she talks about in her video, is that she was singing along to the radio a lot, and she loves her some Brendan Urie. And her songs are even in a lot of the same keys as Panic's songs are, and that really shouldn't be where a female's voice sits if you want to be like writing commercial pop songs, if that makes sense, because it just doesn't, it's not going to climax there. You're climaxing too soon, and if you climax too soon, it's going to cause all sorts of problems in almost every context. Whether that's sexual. You don't have to put that in the video. That was just for you. That was a joke. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful. And hopefully people who are talking shit, you just shut the fuck up. That's enough. That's serious. No, seriously, that's enough. That's enough. There's nothing else that you can say anymore. This was the before, and then this was the after. Okay, let's cut that out. Anyway, Tristans and Trisfam, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure you check out my website, youcansingme.com, my Insta, my Twitter, my vlog channel. Until next time, everybody. Peace out.